Good evening, everyone. This is your girl, Mia. This is our final week of class, so I hope everyone is staying safe and indoors, just like we were told. So I'm here to talk about Hurricane Katrina. So if you were born before the year of 2005, you may remember Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina killed a lot of people. And what makes me remember it the most is that I had a really close friend. Her name was Katrina. So you know how you put your mindset in things, it would trigger memories of things. And I remember so vividly that Hurricane Katrina just killed a lot of people. It was devastated. It took billions of dollars to repair the city. They still don't even know to this day exactly how many people died in this horrific storm. Maybe 1,500 people, 1,800 people. They're really not sure, again, how many people died in this horrific incident. It has been so many storms, floods. I don't remember any of these myself, but it was like the Great Flood, Typhoon Nina back in 1975 that killed hundreds of thousands of people. The Great State Lake in 1985 killed quite a few people. Just devastation, especially in our countries where it's a lot of like South Africa, Johannesburg, places of that nature, where there already is poverty and hunger and poverty all over, and they get hit with these floods. But it's just so many that I'm not familiar with. But we don't know why these things take place, but sometimes they take place because of Katrina, for instance, was because the levee broke and the water just came rushing in. And that was another thing I remember about that. I remember people sitting on top of their houses, on their roofs, trying to be rescued with their children. It was just really horrific and sad, and it saddened me quite a bit because it lingered on. Every time you turned on the TV, they talked about Katrina, this Hurricane Katrina that killed so many people in New Orleans. It was a sad time. So we still have floods and things like that. We don't know exactly what happened to, what causes it, but certain things, as far as the water being too much water, drainage, sewer, water not getting in. It rains for 2 and 3 days at a time at high rates of speed. So those are some of the things that causes these great devastations in the world and all over the world. For instance, it's another one that I'm about to tell you that happened in June of 1965. It happened in a place called Plum Creek in Colorado, where it flooded so bad because the water that ran off of the lakes, the peaks, because it snowed so much and the water had nowhere to go. It was just nowhere for the water to go, so that's what made it flood. But it's called hydrologic, I think. I hope I'm saying it right. That causes these floods and things of such magnitudes where it's so much pressure that the water has nowhere to go. So it ends up flooding, and people are like they die. So back in 1965, there wasn't a lot of deaths, but there were deaths nonetheless. I think it was only maybe 30 or 40 deaths that came out of this flood that happened in 1965. But it was because of the water. It was so much water pressure, the magnitude of not happening. Where it could go, where it had nowhere to go. So whether the levee was high or the altitude or the magnitude of whatever caused these floods, it was massive. So these different floods. They come in the storms. They come in different sizes. They come in different shapes. They come in different waves. Some are worse than others. Some are better, not, well, they're never better, but some are better than others as far as them not losing a lot of lives, but they can be costly. The hurricane that happened in New Orleans was like $508 million to replenish the place, and it took years for them to even get back to where they are now. So hurricanes are very dangerous. You got to know the structure and the layout of how water comes in when it's a lot of rain and, you know, forest and, you know, that kind of thing. We need to find out exactly how those things are going to be able to get through when it rains for days on end, 40,000 cubic feet of water coming in. So it's different things that happen and that it takes place in order for these things to happen. So it's different in different countries, continents, all over the world. It's different. So it's just like right now, today, we're having a tsunami, but it's with our lives. People are losing their lives with this coronavirus. So everything that comes in, we don't know how it gets here. All we know is we're just in a hurry to get rid of it. So we just need to take heed to things that we do as far as land, water, droughting, and things like that. Make sure we have our drainage and sewage cleared out, so when we have potential rainfall like that, we won't run into these kind of things. So I hope you got a better understanding of what a hurricane may be. It could be water, it could be snow, it could be different things. But that's what happened in June of 1965, South Platte River Basin, Colorado, where that wasn't that many lives lost, but they were lives lost none the same. So I hope you got something out of this, and everybody take care, be safe, continue to love one another. Bye-bye. Good night.